This is why some friends quietly leave your life, not with a goodbye, not with a reason, but with silence. And the hardest part is, you don't even know when it started. It doesn't feel like an ending. It feels like something slowly slipping away while you're still holding on. At first, everything seems normal. You still talk, you still check in, but something underneath begins to shift. It's not obvious. It's in the way they respond, in the way they listen, in the way they don't stay as long as they used to. And you notice it, but you ignore it, because you don't want to believe that something real could be quietly disappearing. So you tell yourself, they're just busy. They're going through something. It's just a phase. But time passes and the distance grows. Not loudly, but consistently. And then one day, you realize something that's hard to accept. They didn't leave all at once. They've been leaving slowly. And here's the part no one explains. People don't always leave because something went wrong. Sometimes they leave because something inside them no longer feels the same, and they don't know how to say it. So instead of explaining, they reduce their presence, little by little, because distance feels easier than honesty. But there's something deeper than that. Something most people don't see. Sometimes people leave because they no longer recognize who you are becoming. Not because you changed in a bad way, but because you changed in a way that no longer fits the version of you they were comfortable with. Growth can quietly separate people. You start thinking differently. You react differently. You value different things, and what once felt natural starts to feel unfamiliar to them. And instead of adjusting to that change, they slowly step back, because staying would require them to grow too, and not everyone is ready for that. There's also another truth, one that's harder to accept. Some people leave when they feel they can no longer play the same role in your life. Maybe they were used to being the one you needed, the one you depended on. But now you've become stronger, more independent, more aware, and suddenly they don't know where they fit anymore. So instead of finding a new place, they quietly remove themselves. Not because they don't care, but because they don't know how to stay in a space that has changed. Then there are people who leave because they were only connected to a specific version of your life, a certain time, a certain environment, a certain phase. And when that phase ends, the connection naturally fades. But instead of acknowledging it, they let distance do the talking, because it feels softer, even though it leaves you with more questions. You start replaying things in your mind, trying to find the moment where everything changed. But there isn't always a clear moment. Sometimes it's just a slow realization that you're no longer part of their present. And that hurts. Not because they left, but because they didn't tell you why. Because your mind keeps searching for an explanation that never came. But here's something important to understand. Silence is often an answer. Not the one you wanted, but the one that's there. It tells you that the connection is no longer the same, that the effort is no longer mutual, that something has shifted even if no one said it out loud. And holding on to silence only keeps you stuck in something that has already changed. You might feel like reaching out more, trying to fix it, trying to bring things back to how they used to be. But the truth is, you can't rebuild something alone, and you can't hold together a connection that the other person is slowly letting go of. And that's where acceptance becomes necessary. Not acceptance of rejection, but acceptance of reality. Because not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay in it. Some people are meant to walk with you for a while and then quietly step away. And even though that feels unfair, it's part of growth, part of change, part of becoming who you are meant to be. You're not meant to stay the same forever, and neither are they. And when those changes don't align, distance happens, not through words, but through absence. And eventually, you reach a point where you understand something that once felt painful, that not all endings are loud. Some are silent. Some don't come with closure. Some don't come with explanations. But they still mean something. They show you who stayed, who tried, who aligned with who you're becoming, and who quietly stepped away when things changed. And instead of asking, why did they leave? You begin to ask, what did this teach me? And that question changes everything. Because you stop chasing people who are already walking away, and you start focusing on yourself, on your growth, on your peace, on the connections that still feel real. Because the truth is, the people who are meant to stay in your life won't quietly disappear without clarity. And the ones who do were never meant to stay forever. And that doesn't make the connection meaningless. It just means it had its time. And now, that time has passed. And even though it ended in silence, it still mattered.